Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to learn about Amazon Machine Images and let us see what we are going to learn in this video without wasting any much time. Right, so in this we will be answering the fundamental question that what do really we understand by an Amazon Machine image. We will be creating an Amazon Machine image, that means our custom AMI, and then we will be seeing that how we can launch any instance with the help of that particular AMI. And after that we will be seeing that yes, it is possible to copy our AMI from one account to different account and from one region to different region also. So we are going to see that in our hands-on, and definitely we will be seeing how actually we can share our AMIs with different accounts and actually how we can make it public. The main focus will be on the hands-on, but before that, let us have a quick understanding of Amazon Machine Image, what it is and what is its life cycle and how it works, right? So, what is an AMI? An Amazon Machine Image, that is the most popularly known as AMI, provides us the information that we require to launch an instance, right? So actually what happens when we launch our instance, we need to tell what type of operating system do we want for that instance, right? What type of launch permission do we want for that instance? What type of memory do we want to associate with that particular instance, right? So all, and also we also want to specify what type of applications what we want in our EC2 instance to get launched at the time of launching only, right? So that is a template into which, or you can say it is a template that contains all the type of your software configuration, right? That is nothing but your operating systems, your applications, your servers, and etc., right? So that is very essential because you know that a hardware is useless without an operating system. So you always need a software to guide your hardware that you have to do all the tasks, right? So whenever you want to launch an instance, the first step of launching is selecting an Amazon Machine Image. So what it is just a template of your software configuration. So what an AMI consists of? An AMI on the basis of backed up memory can be divided into two types, right? The first one is Amazon Elastic Block Store backed AMIs, and the second is your Instance Store backed AMIs, right? So what it consists? It consists of the information that what type of root volume your instance will be having, right? So the first thing that AMI is consisting of is the the type of root volume of your instance, right? So it can be of two type, that is EBS backed and your instance store backed. The one which are EBS EBS backed, they are persistent, right? So if you stop your instance, then the data will be retained. Whereas about the second AMI, which is your instance store backed AMIs, if the instances stop, then the data that is stored in in your instance store will be vanished, right? So it depends upon the the type of instance you're launching. So first it contains the information about the root volume of your instance, right? Second, it has the launch permission that controls which AWS account can use the AMI, right, to launch the instance, right? So it has the launch permissions also. Next, what it has a block device mapping that specifies the volume to attach to the instance when it is launched, right? So it has the device mapping also with it, right? The next thing which is very important in order to understand about the working of your AMI is that we can create our AMI, the two types of AMI that I have already told, the EBS one and the instance store one. Then you can register that AMI. You can use it to launch another instance, or you can copy it into another AMI, into another account, or into a completely different region. And when you can see that your AMI is no longer required, you can deregister it. One thing that I will be mentioning over here is that there is no cost of creating an AMI, right? but there will be a cost of storage of your AMI, because by default whenever you create an image of your EC2 instance, of course that is the AMI, so that goes into an S3 bucket, right? And there will be a charge of the data that is taken by the AMI to store itself, right? So the data storage charges will apply, and definitely if you launch an instance with it, then you have to pay the instance charges, right? When you copy an AMI from one account to different account, right, that depends upon whether the two accounts are in the same region or not. If you cross region copy the AMIs, definitely there will be a cost of transfer, right? And one more thing which is very important, that the AMI are regional, right? So the ID of one AMI in one region and same AMI in the different region will be having different ID, that we will be seeing in the hands-on, right? So that was about the life cycle of AMI. I am just doing the theoretical portion in a very hurry because I want to focus on the hands-on more. So you can select an AMI based upon the following characteristics: upon the region, upon the architecture, and of course about the root device, that is EBS and your instance store backed, right? And you can also find the AMI under the following tabs. You can have your custom AMIs, that is in the My AMI tab. Then you can actually buy certain AMIs, or you have to pay the rental charges of it from AWS Marketplace, and also you can use the AMI that are available in the community AMIs, right? So without wasting any time, let us now go to the hands-on of our AMI. So now I am on my management console, clicking on EC2 instances because I want to create a new instance. And this time I will be creating a new instance with user data, and that will be very interesting to see that why I have used this user data this time also, right? So I will be using an EBS backed AMI this time. The virtualization type is HVM. And if we go to community AMI and then we will be clicking on instance store, so you can see that the root device type over here is changed, it is instance store, and the virtualization type is para virtual, right? So there are certain characteristics on which you can divide your AMI into. So one of the characteristics is the root device type, right? So coming back to the tabs, that is quick starts, you can see also that over here the three tabs are there, that is my AMIs. Currently I do not have any AMI over here, I will be creating one, right? Then the second one is the AWS Marketplace. This is the place where actually people sell or rent their AMI. So you can see that there are a number of AMI depending upon the different categories such as blockchain and contact center or application stacks, right? So you have to pay certain amount of money per hour, that is $0.6 per hour, right? So it has certain cost. You can also create your AMI, and if you think that it's worth selling, then you can also register to AWS Marketplace and sell your own or rent your own AMIs, right? And the next one is the community AMI. These are the AMIs that are actually made public by their creators, right? So we are going to see that also in our hands-on, right? So going to the quick start, I will be sticking to the free tier only and will be creating one Linux 2 instance, right? T2 micro, I will be selecting yes. And in the configuration detail, I will be going to the user data and copying the command of establishing, installing the Apache web server, right? So now let me just copy the commands into the user data up till here, and fine, right? So I have just actually copied my user data and I think it's fine, there is no error. Add storage, I do not require any storage. Tag, this time I will be naming my EC2 instance as original EC2, right? Because this is the one we are creating. With this we will be creating our new AMI. So this time I will not be SSHing into my EC2 instance, but still a security group, and I think everything is fine, and I shall be using the existing key only, although I will not be SSHing into it and launching my instance. Right, so the instance is now being launched, and within few seconds the status will be running. Right, so now the instance state is running, and now we are good to go, and we can create our own AMIs with this particular EC2 instance. But before that, let me just verify that whether that user data worked fine or not. So I'm just copying my public IP into a URL, and let me just see if that particular test page has been installed or not. Yes, so the test page is working. That means the EC2 instance have, working very fine. Right. So going back to my management console, you can go to actions, right? And you can click on images and templates, right? And you can click on create image, right? So in order to create an AMI, go to actions, then images and template, and then create image. When we click on it, it asks you to, enter the name of your image. So I will be giving it my first AMI, right? Image description will launch an instance with Apache, right? So that will be this thing. You can, if you want, you can actually add extra volume to it. So when you will be using this AMI to launch another instance, it will be having more memory, but I do not require anything. Tagging, I'm not doing anything over here, and clicking on create image, right? So it might take a little bit of time, but when on clicking on images and AMI, the new created AMI, that is the my first AMI, will be visible over here, and the status is pending, and it will change to available within few minutes. My first AMI over here is available, and now we can use it for the different actions, right? So before actually clicking on action, there is a button over here which says EC2 image builder. I'm not going into detail of this, but what actually an EC2 image builder does is it simplifies building, testing, and even the deployment of your virtual machines, and even some of the container images that we can work upon. And they can be used for, these images actually can be used both in AWS and for your own premise usage, right? So for EC2 image builder is basically used to create images of your applications, right? So you can use that also, and you can also do things manually also, right? So now clicking on actions, what you can actually do over here is that you can launch an instance with your AMI. You can also deregister it if you do not require it further. You can copy your AMI, you can edit tags, you can modify the boot volume, and you can also, attach it with the image builder so that you can also make another copy, or you can deploy it, or you can manage it actually, right? So first of all, what we will be seeing is how we can make this particular visibility. Now this is the visibility of your AMI. This is private. What does it means? That only you can see your AMI, and only you can use it, right? So if I actually go to modify permission, right? So, and in modify permission, we will be having the two possibilities of sharing my AMI, right? The two possibilities is, first, you can make it public, right? So if you make it public, and you can just actually save it. So when you make it public, this visibility will be turning into public, and this particular my first AMI will now be visible into the community AMIs. That may take sometimes, in order to get visible into the community AMI, but yes, after clicking on yes over here or on save, the visibility will be changed to public, and once the visibility is changed to public, that will be visible in your community AMI. And when again you can again actually reverse this process, and you can again convert the visibility into private, and at that point of time that will be deleted from your community AMI list. The second thing that you can do is that you can actually share your AMI with different account, right, with different account over here. So for that you can actually provide the account number, and you can also add the permissions over here will be defining the extent to which the second account holder, means the shared one, will be able to work with your AMIs, right? So you can do these things from here also. So modify image permission, you can make it public, or you can share it with other account, right? So I am not doing this and clicking on cancel. Then what you can do, you can actually copy your AMI to actually a different region, right? Again, this is a caution over here. Whenever you copy an AMI from one region to different region, the data transfer charges for the different region will be applicable, right? So I'm not copying it to the different region, but yes, you can copy this to the different region. And even if you want, you can encrypt it, and you can just click on the copy AMI. The next thing that we will be looking upon is that we will be launching an EC2 instance with the help of our AMI, right? So of course the thing will be T2 micro. Configure instance detail, let it be default. Add storage, I do not require any new storage. Tag, yes, I'm going to name it so that I can distinguish it with my previous EC2 instance. And this will be new EC2 via AMI, right? So this one is created with the help of AMI. Security group, again, I will not be SSHing into it. So let the security group will be the same, and review and launch. Here you can see that the AMI that I am using is my first AMI. So I'm just launching it, and again I will be using my existing key pair and launch the instance. Right. So what I did over here is that I have launched a new EC2 instance with my AMI. And remember, I have used the user data of Apache web server, and I have checked that that was working fine, and I made an image of that, right? So this new EC2 via AMI should also have Apache web server installed on it, and let us see whether it worked or not, right? So I will be refreshing it, and yes, now the status is running. So I will be clicking on this particular EC2 instance, and will go to the public IP of my EC2 instance, right? Going to the new URL, and I shall be checking whether the Apache test page is here or not, and you can see that the Apache test page is installed perfectly. So that was a little theory and hands-on session on AWS AMI. I hope that you enjoyed the lecture, and for further deeper dive into AWS, stay tuned to my channel. Thank you.